In this video, I will show you exactly how I helped 4 people to win the Skool games in August. So without further ado, let's just dive right into it. So here's the leaderboard for August. You can see Hayden, Jesper, Patrice Moore, and Elmer. For full transparency, I didn't help Hayden that much. He was already crushing it, all right? I had a call with him though. I'm gonna talk about what I told him on that call, but he was already crushing it. Elmer, I didn't coach personally, but I was working together and basically helped his growth operator. But I'm gonna talk about some interesting things about Elmer as well. But however, I did work pretty closely with Jesper and Patrice. Jesper and Patrice, they did this themselves. I'm not trying to claim that I'm any big reason behind the one. They took massive action, implemented everything, and did everything. But I did give them some solid advice, I think, at least. According to them, that helped them to at least push for the games and win. So in this video, I want to share exactly what I told Jesper and Patrice mainly and what helped them to win. And you're going to find these things very, very interesting, I hope, because they made quite a bit of money from it, right? So let's just dive right into it, right? The first thing I want to talk about is that the market wants what the market wants, all right? So we can zoom in here a bit. And here's a pivot example. Right? So Patrice pivot example. She wrote to me after the games ended. Massive thank you, Max. That was the craziest last 24 hours. Pulled in 20K since we had our call. Won at number 7 because of the pivot you suggested. So what does he mean by this, right? If you want to go for the games and if you want to win, the most important thing is the offer that you have, right? If you have something to sell that people want, you will make sales and you will make money. And when I jumped on the initial call with Patrice, she wanted to win the games. And I was like, okay, let's jump on a call. Let's talk about it. We started to brainstorm a bit. And back then, she was basically helping people to become copywriters. That was her offer, right? Which is a good offer. There's a bunch of people out there who want to learn how to make money online and they want to become a copywriter. Patrice was a copywriter. And that's what her Skool community was about, right? Awesome idea. But then we also talked on the call. And I basically told Patrice that, Patrice, I run a Skool community. You're in the Skool sphere, right? You've been to the Skool games, you know a bunch of people on Skool, you know Skool very well, and you're a copywriter. I am a Skool community owner. I'm interested to get your help, your copywriting help from your copywriting skills, not only because you're a copywriter, because you're inside of the Skool ecosystem, right? And I was trying to allude to her that we could maybe change this. And then her light bulb went off and she was like, what if I just started to sell more or only start to sell copywriting services to Skool community owners? I was like, exactly, right? And that's when we started to talk about this, right? And that is what she talks about, the pivot. She made a pivot from teaching people how to become copywriters and instead then selling copywriting services to Skool community owners. And the result of that was absolutely massive, right? Almost 30K in 1 month. She generated, 29 customers paying her $1,000 per month during that time frame, which is insane, right? So this is really, really cool. And in the other points that I'm going to talk about in this video, I told Patrice about these other things as well that hopefully helped her to make some sales, but this was the main thing for her. She just made a pivot in her offer. This is absolutely massive, okay? The next thing is to create a specific no-brainer offer for the games. And this might sound obvious, but I see a lot of, like, when we're pushing for the games, it's actually not that, it's pretty simple, but it's not necessarily easy, right? And we just have to have a good offer, right? First of all, having something to sell that people want to buy. And then we just need to create a really, really good offer for the thing that we're selling. And we want to have a specific offer for the games, right? And I was working quite closely together with Jesper. Again, Jesper is an awesome entrepreneur. He pushed this himself, but the feedback that I gained from him on our calls that we're doing, or the coaching that I gave him, helped him to make a lot of sales, right? He ended up at 35K. And when I started coaching him, he was on position 21, I think, or position 20, and he ended up at position 4, which is insane. And a big reason behind that is just to have like a no-brainer offer that people really want to buy. So how do you create a no-brainer offer? Well, this is basically just taken from Alex Hormozi's book, $100 Million Offers, right? So we want to have massive scarcity and urgency. We want to give people a reason to buy. This is huge. And we want to have an offer that's never coming back again, right? So we want to have massive scarcity, massive urgency. We can tell that I'm doing this offer right now and it ends August 31st, all right? Because that's when the Skool games ends. And we're also telling people that you're gonna get, risk reversals, which is basically you're getting 100% money back guarantee. You can test it out for 7 days. If you don't like it, we're gonna send you money back. That's a risk reversal, right? Also discounts. If you can do a specific discount for the Skool games, for example, that August 31st, in this case, we're going to increase the price. If you buy it now, you're going to get a cheaper price, right? Which could be seen as a discount, right? And then also bonuses. Can you give them some really no-brainer, crazy bonuses and giving people a reason to buy right now, right? Unscalable bonuses, for example, a one-on-one VIP lifetime support to you. That's what I did the final day of the Skool games when I won, which resulted in 15K the final day of the games. That was kind of when I started to implement all of these things that I'm talking about in this video as well, right? And yeah, here's Jesper. Ended number 4. Thanks for your support and guidance, Max, right? And the main thing I wanted Jesper to do was to just get this no-brainer offer in place and change out his about page so that people know that if I buy now, I'm getting all of these great things. And if I wait with buying, I'm not going to get these great things. That's really the main thing we're trying to achieve with this. If you buy now, you get this. If you don't buy within this time frame, you're going to miss out on this and it's never coming back again, right? And also, if we go into the conversations here with Jesper, so he reached out to me August 19th, right? So August 19th, it's basically not too far from the games would end, right? August 31st or whatever it was, or August 30th. That's when he was starting. And he showed here, right? He was position 20 then, and he made, close to 10K. So when he reached out to me and we started talking, it was just a few days left of the games and he had made 9.8K so far, right? And he ended up again with 35. So basically he made like 26K after we had that call, which is insane. So then we can just continue here a bit. We can scroll through this a little bit. So then you can see here, he started to climb to 12K. So we're pushing 10 sales yesterday. And then I was basically just on him, all right? Just push it, go panic mode. I'm going to talk about this later in this video as well. But when he created this no-brainer offer using these different things right here and started to push that like crazy, that's when sales started to trickle in because he gave people a reason to buy, right? Tic-tac, I can smell the top 10 already. So then he climbed up to position 14. Now we're at August 22nd. So in just basically a day, he started to push quite a bit by just making some simple tweaks. And then here you can see August 27th. So 6 days after our call that we had, he was then in top 10. And he had added another 10K new MRR. And then from August 22nd till, and now you can see here again, I'm on him push. That's what I love to see. Just let's continue just to push this thing, right? So yeah, and then, this was, as mentioned, August 27th. He was top 10. And then in like 3 or 4 days after this, he pushed from 20K to 35K. So he made 15K extra in like 4 days, which is crazy. And it would never have happened unless he had like a no-brainer offer and giving people a reason to buy right now. Okay, so that's point number 2. It's huge. This is simple stuff. Just no-brainer offer, give people a reason to buy and push it. The third point I want to discuss, this is huge, and this is something that I learned from my copywriter, and that is telling people why you're having this crazy offer, right? Because we're creating this crazy offer, and we're telling people this is never coming back again. But we have to tell people why we have this crazy offer, because people can be like, yeah, he's doing this crazy offer, he's doing this big push, but he's probably just bullshitting that it's never coming back again, right? So that's why it's very powerful to tell people why we're doing this crazy offer, right? And you want to tell them that because, like, the reason why you have this crazy offer is because you're trying to win the Skool games, meet Hormozi and Sam, and travel to Vegas. This is crucial. It makes people understand why you're giving away the farm, right? And also, your audience, or at least a portion of your audience, will want to support you to win the games as well, all right? So this is something that Nico, my copywriter, told me the final day of the games. He was like, Max, you should tell people why you're doing this crazy offer. And that was a massive reason why I made a lot of sales the final day of the first Skool games, was because I told people, like, I am currently, and if you scroll up here, I was like, I'm here. I'm position 12 right now on the leaderboard. I need to get to at least position 10 to be able to travel to Vegas, meet samovens, meet Hormozi, and win the school games. So the reason why I'm doing this crazy offer right now, this stuff, right? The reason why I'm doing all of these things is because I want to win and travel to Vegas. Because then some people in my audience, they were like, huh, amazing. I've been getting some great stuff from Max free stuff, and now we want to win the game. So I'm actually going to join his community just to support him. And I'm also getting this amazing deal. So I'm helping him win, and I'm getting an amazing offer that's never coming back again, right? So hopefully you start to see how this works, right? We need to make this clear to people that we want to win the games, and because I want to win the games, I'm creating this crazy offer, and you need to buy now if you want all of these bonuses and all of this cool stuff, right? Also, like, show them the leaderboard, where you are and where you need to go, right? So invite people in your audience. Tell them, like, I'm here, position 12 right now. I need to get to position 10 at least to be able to win. And that is why I'm doing this crazy offer. And then obviously we need to adjust the Skool About page to highlight all of this thing. We don't want to have an evergreen offer on our Skool About page when we're pushing for the games. We need to have a specific, everything needs to be custom for the games. Custom offer, like if we go then to our About page here, for example, right? If I was going to push for the games, I wouldn't have anything that's like evergreen like this. I would have like, here's what you get, like, here's what you get this month when you join. You get crazy bonus, crazy bonus, crazy bonus. I would change out my video here. I would change out all of my graphics here to like make it clear to people that this is why I'm doing this crazy offer now. Here's what you get when you're joining, etc., right? So yeah, this is crucial. This is a huge hack. Tell people why you're trying to win. Then if we go to point number 4, that is just simple, right? It's just push with all the traffic that you have. And that was why I was on Jesper as well, right? With messages pretty much every other day. I was like, push. Like, you have the crazy offer in place. You're telling people why you have this crazy offer. You have a product market fit as well, right? Now it's just push. It should be impossible for people that are in your audience not to know that you're doing this thing. It should, like, you know, update people in the free community if you have that. Send emails to your list daily. If you have social channels, you have Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, go live, for example, make stories on your Instagram, send emails, do a webinar for your free community, run retargeting ads, do custom retargeting ads specifically for your Skool Games offer. It should be impossible for people who know who you are online not to know that you have a crazy offer going on right now. And they should all of them should also know why you have this crazy offer. So yeah, I think this is starting to make more sense to you now, right? And it's simple. It's not necessarily easy, but it's simple. Product market fit, pivot if you have to, have a no-brainer offer, tell people why you have that no-brainer offer, and then just push that to everybody everywhere as much as you can. That's basically the 4th thing. And then the 5th thing is just panic mode from day 1, right? Everything explained above is what I did to make 196 sales in 9 hours, the final day of the Skool Games. Imagine if I started this from day 1, right? All of these things that I've told you about in this video so far, I basically learned that the final day of the games because I just panicked. I was like, I have to make more sales. How do I make more sales? And then I started to implement all of these things that I've covered so far in this video, right? But if you can start doing this from day 1 when you're pushing for the games, and you just go into pure panic mode from start to finish, you go all in, no sleep, obviously, to sleep, but you get the point, and you just push it, you can make a lot more than what I did. And also, again, Jesper started his push. If you go up here, right? He started his push August 21st and went from 10K to 35K. Imagine if he started that push and he had a whole month to do that thing. It would be insane, right? It would be absolutely crazy. Imagine if Patrice had a whole month to do this thing. She would probably make even more sales, right? So you can make even better results than what I did and Jesper and Patrice did if you start this from day 1 and just go pure panic mode and you implement all of these things. And if there's one thing on this list that I know that a lot of you will find kind of weird and you will ignore it because you don't see the power of it, it is this one, telling people why. I can't tell you, like, I have to tell people to do this multiple times when I do some calls like this, when I coach people for the game sometimes. I have to tell them that over and over and over and over again, and still they're not doing it. I'm like, hey, you have to tell people why you're doing this crazy offer, and then hopefully then finally they do it, and it makes a massive difference. And also, by the way, I haven't charged $1 for coaching these people, not a single dollar. I'm more than happy to help people who are inside of our community and help people for free if they're willing to push for the games. Another final thing that I want to mention in this video is that Elmer here, if you go to his community, this is very, very interesting. So if you go into, let's see here, we go to skool.com/leaderboards, right? And then we do monthly and we do August. And then we can check out Elmer, right? Elmer has an amazing following and he has 400,000 on YouTube and also 62K on Instagram, right? Patrice don't have a big audience, right? Patrice does not have a big audience. Patrice has, let's check out Patrice's channels. Her Instagram has like 900 followers and she also has a YouTube channel with, I don't know, it's not big, right? Maybe 1,000 followers or something like that. And then also Jesper has, I don't know how big of a following Jesper has. He has 3,000 on Instagram, 7,000 on Twitter, and 2K on YouTube. So how can Patrice with like 900 followers make more money than Elmer that has 400,000? Or how can Jesper make more money than Elmer as well that has like 2,000 followers on YouTube? How is that even possible? Well, all of these things that I showed in this video, I helped mainly, again, Hayden, he was already crushing it, he was pushing, but I mainly helped Jesper and Patrice with this, right? Elmer, I didn't really coach because his growth operator, Joachim, is inside of my community, but I didn't give him access to, I gave him access to it, but they didn't implement these things that I've talked about in this video. So hope that you see, my point with that is that you don't need a massive audience to win the Skool games. You can win the Skool games and make more money than people who have like a lot bigger following than you if you start implementing these things that I've talked about in this video. So yeah, I think that's a huge lesson as well. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. If you want to learn more about how we're growing our Skool community, we have a video where we show exactly how we grew our community from 0 to now over $110,000 per month in 7 months. I'll place the video here somewhere on the screen. Go and check it out. And that's it. See you in the next video. Let's go.